The next thing I think you need to know to start your day, Mark Cuban wants to offer us, or families that would fall under this umbrella, $1,000 a month in stimulus money. $1,000 for all families. Every 2 weeks. Mark Cuban wants to send out a stimulus check of $1,000 every 2 weeks for American families. He says there are two economies operating right now. He says there are two economies at play, and he said, there's one economy, of course, that's helping and on the top when everyone's doing fine, those people who are able to stay afloat, and then the other economy is for those unable to. Those without help are struggling badly, he says, and we need to get them help. So what he wants to do is offer $1,000 every 2 weeks for the next 2 months. It's the same one that he rolled out back in May. I mentioned it here on the show. He says, I still believe in doing the exact same thing today. He says, additionally, families would have to spend each check within 10 days or they would lose the money. They would lose the money. They'd have to spend it in 10 days. He says you have to have this use it or lose it approach. He says because that would be beneficial because it would promote spending. And he said, I don't care what they spend it on. I'm quoting him now. It could be candy. It could be rent. It could be their mortgage. It could be anything they deem necessary or that they want. And that would, of course, spur our GDP, keep the liquidity of our economy going, people being able to go out to business, going out to dinner. And we're going to get to our deep dive in a little bit about the state of the economy and why I do not think that this recovery, this so-called V-shaped recovery is true at all. I think it's a total lie. And we have new data out exactly about why we need additional stimulus, how restaurants are, many of them, going to be permanently closed, how unemployment numbers continue to tick up despite the headlines of the mainstream media. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let me know your thoughts on Mark Cuban's plan. $1,000 every 2 weeks, and you'd have to spend it on rent, mortgage, etc. You couldn't put it in a savings account. You would have to. I don't know how you'd police that, though. If you get it and you put it in your account, how would you know whether or not it's spent? I mean, I guess if they gave it to you on some sort of a debit card, which would be, they could give you it on a debit card, but then even still, you could, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of that. I don't know that maybe he's thought that through. But nevertheless, $1,000 every 2 weeks.